What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys the championship match for IQHA Season 1. This is an Insurgence League, just with a small group of friends that my good pal Russ ran. Consists of myself, Dom, who are playing the finals match here, Chibi, who lost in semifinals, Austin, who lost in semifinals, who there are tons of videos against way back when, Shade, who has also been on the channel before, Tiff, who's also been on the channel before, as well as Gry, who dropped, and Demons took over Gry's team, and Russ, of course, himself. So there were 8 of us. The top 4 made playoffs. Dom and Chibi played in the semifinals, and then myself and Austin played in quotation marks. Austin FF'd me because things were taking way too long. Completely out of our control, but the server that we were using for the Insurgence battles, Delta Pokemon and whatnot are not easily accessible on regular Showdown. It's just not possible, so we had to use a specific client, and that client was not working for 33 days. There was an update that hadn't been pushed through for 33 days, and then after that, there were another 3 days where we had to remake this finals game because of a bug that we discovered that crashed the game. So that took 3 days to fix, and then we had to figure out a schedule beyond that. So overall, it was something like 36 days of just not being able to play the game, and then another however many days for like scheduling. It was quite ridiculous, actually. So the season itself only took 7 weeks, and it was over half of the like actual season time to play just the finals match. So all of that considered, that's that. I don't have my full team here for you guys. This is only 6 of my mons, and obviously not all of these are actually visible to you. So I'm gonna do my best when we get into the game to edit in the back sprites. I might be able to edit in the back sprites here, but it'll be very sloppy. It's just so you can see the 6 that I'm bringing now. But besides that, let me just run through my entire draft for you really quickly here. So we have Darkrai, Delta Scizor, Delta Gardevoir, Delta Golurk, Delta Yanmega, Delta Golem, Mega Melodic, Delta Registeel, Delta Hydreigon, Delta Charizard, and Delta Maractus. We did end up going 7-1 plus 20, plus 23 up to this point, but that is including my semis FF win. So in the regular season, I was 6-1 plus 20, which was good enough for 2nd seed. Chibi went 7-0 and beat everybody, I think. Or went 6-1 with a higher differential than me. She had Delta Meloetta Mime, which is just an absolute terror of a Pokemon in Insurgence draft format. But I found that Mega Melodic was really effective against everyone except for her. So that was my only loss, was to Chibi. And I defeated everybody else, which was good enough for 2nd seed. Austin was 3rd seed. We defeated Austin in semifinals in theory, and then Dom was 4th seed, who beat Chibi in semifinals and made it here to the finals. So Dom's team consisted of Rillaboom, Pelipper, Delta Venusaur, Delta Torterra, Registeel, Lunatone, Mega Delta Typhlosion, which is really threatening, Delta Muck, Delta Blastoise, Delta Lanturn, and Kingdra. I'm going to try and edit in the Delta forms of Dom's Pokemon as well. The important things to note in this is that I'm Scarf Darkrai, and I'm outspeeding Mega Delta Typhlosion after it gets a Flame Charge boost, which is entirely possible. It's very logical. Mega Delta Typhlosion, for those who don't know, has an ability called Supercell. It raises your special attack by 1 stage in Rain or Darkness, of which he has both setters with the Lunatone and the Pelipper, but he is not bringing the Darkness to this one, just the Pelipper. Scizor is outspeeding No Speed Delta Lanturn, and Yanmega is outspeeding Rillaboom. Delta Yanmega is outspeeding Rillaboom. So I'm a Berry Delta Scizor to lure the Mega Delta Typhlosion and close combat it. I should live a Flash Cannon after rocks in the rain, but not in the rain. I can't remember now. Timid, but I don't live modest. That's what it is. I can't recall what else I have going on here. I'm like a physically defensive Delta Registeel for the Rillaboom, and then like a specially defensive or a mixed defensive Mega Melodic for the Kingdra. And Delta Hydreigon is fully specially defensive for the Mega Delta Typhlosion. That's all that's going on there. So let's get right into the battle here. And again, apologies for the editing. There's not much I can do, unfortunately, because the The replays are on a separate client with fake mons in a sense. They have to go through the regular replays on Showdown to be able to actually play, so everything shows up as a question mark for me. It may also still have parts of that in the editing, but I'm going to do my best to properly edit in the back sprites when I can. So yeah, let's get into things here. So that is entirely my fault, so let's just get rid of that. But these are turns that these are turns that had to be replayed. So I'm going to lead with the Delta Scissor here, and I did not think he was going to lead with Delta Lantern. I thought that he might lead with the Pelipper, that I could get like an Icicle Crash on, or possibly just lead directly with the Delta Typhlosion. I thought might have been an option as well. It didn't seem that far-fetched to me that he could just lead with that, or the Delta Muck, which was another one. I thought that maybe he would want to set rocks or something, and I could pressure it. Either way, I could just U-turn. I knew that I outsped the Pelipper because I was outspeeding no-speed Delta Lantern. So I am just going to U-turn on the Delta Lantern. Last time he brought like a really bulky Pain Split set with Toxic. This time it looks like it's actually reasonably offensive based on the Shadow Ball damage, so I'm just going to Toxic it, and we see that based on the Sludge Wave, going off there shows me that he's not the same sort of set. So last time he was like a Pain Split Toxic set against me, and it was really obnoxious to deal with, but this time I figured out that it's kind of AV-ish sort of thing. So this gives me a free Recover, which gives him a free Rillaboom, which not that surprising, honestly, but Rillaboom shouldn't be able to handle Delta Registeel unless it's boosted, which he proceeds to do with Bulk Up. So I think, based on him switching out here, that he's probably not going to be high horsepower, potentially. I do go for the Ancient Power. This is not what broke the game. This is Foundry Delta Registeel with Ancient Power, which is why it's not very effective. It turns rock moves into fire moves, so Ancient Power would have been very effective against the Rillaboom, but not against the Pelipper. And I'm going to make a greedy play here and go for Stealth Rocks, which will turn into Stealth Coal as he U-turns into Kingdra. So I make the greedy play, which pays off in a sense. And this is what... I don't know why Delta Registeel just attacked the Kingdra there when it turned into Stealth Coal, but this is what broke the game. So we played 6 turns, and the rocks turning into Stealth Coal broke the game. It crashed the game. And so it's really funny because I was really confident at this point that after getting up Stealth Coal, I was in a ridiculous position. Rillaboom taking 25% and the Mega Delta Typhlosion taking 25% were super important to me. I did not care about the resistances. Delta Lantern resists, Kingdra Quad resists, Pelipper resists. Did not matter to me about the resistances. I could have run Stealth Rock and it would have hit all of those just fine. Would have helped against the Lantern and the Pelipper. I didn't need the chip against the fat mons. I needed it against the squishy mons because they don't necessarily die to things right away without being chipped. But essentially in call, after draw mid left call, because we did this like later at night and then it crashed and we're like, okay, whatever. Like, we just have to submit this as a bug and do this another day. And I said, I think I had him mated in 6, and it's true. I really felt confident that I had him mated. I went through a lot of possibilities in my head about how he could win this game, and I really don't think, without me like completely being on drugs, that he would have won this game from this point on. What I didn't take into account until the day of actually playing this game is that he could have just defogged with Pelipper, but I really think that he would have had to take the chip on Rillaboom either way. It was more important for me to get the chip on the Mega Delta Typhlosion, but again, made it in 6, kind of turned into a meme between me and Russ, but yeah, so the Kingdra's in. This is a really easy switch for me into Mega Melodic. Mega Melodic just like hard walls the thing, it's not even close. The rain boosted flip turn just did 9. Like, he took more damage from his own life orb than he did to me, and as you can see, we get the chip on the Delta Typhlosion, which is very important. Even with the grassy terrain, that one round of rocks is essentially what wins me the game, right? So I knew even if he was going to flip turn out on the Kingdra, that Mega Melodic pressures in either the Rillaboom or the Typhlosion, so one of them has to take Stealth Coals. He can't just go into Pelipper, because Mega Melodic just beats the Pelipper down, and then he will lose his Supercell, and he's wasting Rain Turns, whereas right now, he has a Rain Turn to abuse with the Delta Typhlosion. I obviously have to go directly into Delta Hydreigon. Makes a ton of sense with the Rain up. He could go for an electric move, but Flash Cannon is also pretty free considering Mega Melodic is part Fairy. So he is going to Flash Cannon. It does a lot, but luckily with Leftovers, I heal back enough. In hindsight, Leftovers was not the play, because I completely forgot that Delta Hydreigon is a poison type, and I should have been Black Sludge. But it really didn't matter in the end. He didn't really have a Trickmon, so all irrelevant, but that is just kind of a funny anecdote that I see there. The Rillaboom comes in on Delta Hydreigon, which is actually kind of strange. Probably just predicting the grass move. I'm just going to Roost so that I can switch into the Delta Typhlosion one more time. He shows that he's Damp Rock on the Pelipper, and he makes the same bulk up play against the Delta Registeel here. So this time I'm just going to click the Toxic. Rain is still up, so my Ancient Power is not going to do all that much, and he shows the High Horsepower. I'm actually fine sacking this to the Rillaboom, but instead I'm just going to go Delta on Mega, because I know that I can just tank the high horsepower whatever, right? Which is probably why he goes into Delta Lanturn here. He doesn't want to take more toxic damage from the Rillaboom, and he predicts the Delta on Mega, which I can't kill the Lantern if it's AV, so I have to go hard with Mega Melodic. He crits me, it's really whatever. I get a bunch of recovery back from Grass Terrain. He takes the Prism Guard damage, and he's going to just die to the Scald. So the Prism Guard damage plus the poison damage was always enough there. We bait in the Rillaboom here again. This is really easy on Mega for me this time, instead of just Delta Registeel. Obviously the Grass Glide does absolutely nothing. We hit a Hurricane, and we kill through the Koba Berry. So fun thing about the Koba Berry thing there, I calced that afterwards. As soon as he took any regular rocks damage, he was in range of the Hurricane there. Adaptability is the ability for Delta on Mega. It just shreds. It's a grass flying type. So Hurricane just absolutely shredded absolutely everything. And honestly, he actually didn't bring a single Hurricane resist in reality on this team. So the Delta Lantern was the only thing that could really switch into that. Mega Delta Typhlosion does not take it after 2 rounds of Self Cool. Not even close, but Registeel would have been, like regular Registeel on his team would have been the only way that he could stop Delta on Mega. In all of the other games this season, Delta on Mega did nothing except against Dom in the first game and against Dom in the finals. It has extraordinary numbers in both of those games. It's just like a really overpowered matchup that it had against him and against nobody else. Against everyone else, Delta on Mega was kind of but it really works out well. So now he's going to bring in the Delta Muck. I don't really want to go for this. I could go for the Giga Drain here, but Delta Muck has Sap Sipper. So it's really hard to tell which one he would want to bring against my team. It could be Water Absorb or it could be Sap Sipper. I wasn't entirely sure if he would want to wall the Delta Young Mega more or the Mega Melodic more. Mega Melodic seemed better in hindsight, in Foresight for me against him, because Mega Melodic can just sit on Pelipper and Kingdra, so I figured that he would want like an actual answer to it. But Delta on Mega just shredded him so much that I believe he said he was Sap Sipper. He did kind of make himself a little bit weak to it by even having the Rillaboom in the first place against me. But Rillaboom's not terrible against me, so it makes a lot of sense. It's his best way to break the Mega Melodic outside of Delta Typhlosion. Outside of that, actually, in hindsight, Rillaboom, sorry, not Delta Rillaboom. Rillaboom in general is just not fantastic outside of the Mega Melodic. It kind of loses to a lot of the rest of the team, and my team resists grass or beats grass really effectively. So really only there for Mega Melodic and potentially picking off Darkrai if he wanted to grass fight Darkrai. But I'm just going to go to Delta Registeel and the Delta Muck here. He's going to Toxic me, which is really not the end of the world. Trade his own rocks. I'm going to miss a Toxic, which is quite unfortunate, but then I believe I'm just going to hit it the next turn as he attacks me. So it's not really the end of the world there. It does look like it's a speed tie based on turn 18 versus turn 19, as he high horsepowers me and kills me. So that's really interesting. That's something that I just didn't take into account when prepping. Normally I'll speed creep that, and I'll just put like a few EVs in to make sure that I outspeed the opposing Pokemon that's gonna speed time me. So I'm a little bit miffed with myself why I didn't just like add like 20 EVs to speed so that I could guarantee outspeed his own Registeel and Delta Muck, both of which have super effective moves that could hit me. So a bit of an oversight on my part there. I'm just gonna go back Neon Mega here because again, there's no Hurricane resist. The Delta Typhlosion is at 82%. It's going to take another 24 when it comes in on Self Cool. It's not going to take a Hurricane, essentially. Pelipper, never takes a Hurricane, actually. Adaptability Hurricane just destroys that thing, and it sets up range that I don't miss. Kingdra, same deal. So I'm just going to go for Hurricane, and we miss because he did not go into Pelipper. Fire Punch is really whatever. After seeing the Fire Punch and how much damage it does, I decided that I can roost all this. 49 seemed like a bit of a high roll against my bulk, and I can sort of roost stall and toxic, like just rack up the toxic damage on him. So he finally gets to a point where he wants to toxic me, which puts him in a really bad spot because he's going to take a ton from Hurricane. He is going to weaken me at least a little bit, but at this point, Yanmega is not that important. He is going to have to go into Pelipper to set up like a win condition with the Kingdra or the Mega Delta Typhlosion here, so I just get to kill the Pelipper. The crit did not matter. Adaptability Giga Drain is absolutely absurd. Yanmega's served its purpose now. It can no longer outspeed the Kingdra or the Mega Delta Typhlosion, so it's irrelevant, so I just sack it off there. Gets me a free switch into the Mega Melodic, which just gets to recover and Prism Guard damage the Kingdra. Although I decided to just kill it for some reason. That was an interesting decision. I think I maybe should have recovered there. I think that I thought that I didn't need the health against the Mega Delta Typhlosion, but what I should have done was just stall out rain turns. I may have also thought that he was just going to go hard Typhlosion on my Mega Melodic because he knew that the Kingdra was just hard walled, or flip turn into Mega Delta Typhlosion, then I get like a Moonblast off, get some chip, maybe get a special attack drop, but that was probably not the best play on my part. Either way, that does mean that the Kingdra dies. Yeah. We're in rain now, so Scald is going to kill him. He is just going to wipe me out with the Thunder. No big deal there. And then I should be able to go into Delta Hydreigon here, and really safely, I can tank any hit. I know that I can tank any hit, and I can just Earth Power him and kill him. Even a crit Flash Cannon never killed me there because I was fully Spit F. So that is how we picked up our first win. I did also have in the back the Delta Scissor that was at full HP, would have taken Rocks damage. I did not live a modest hit, but he did confirm he was timid. So I would have lived the timid Flash Cannon unless he crit me through the Berry, and then I would have been able to close combat him to death. Alternatively, I can also just Ice Shard, and that's damage that potentially will always secure a Dark Pulse kill with Darkrai. So I don't need to risk a Focus Blast because I was Scarf Darkrai. So the only way that he ever would be able to win that game is if he gets 2 Flame Charges off and doesn't take enough damage to lose to Darkrai either way. So I really think that I kind of just had control of this game. I kind of threw away, I made some poor decisions, threw away some mons, but it really is just a mated in 6 kind of moment. Yeah, so that is our IQHA Championship. It's kind of a Mickey Mouse ring in a sense that there were only 8 teams, and some people just weren't trying. Everyone was using new mons. Every single person had at least 1 Delta Pokemon on their team. I think most people tried to get as many Insurgence mons as they possibly could. I know for me, the only non-Insurgence mon that I took was Darkrai, but I really wanted something else. I don't even think I wanted Darkrai. I wanted something else that got sniped from me. I can't even remember. I think it was Delta Hoop on Bound that Tiff took before me, and I couldn't get my hands on. But yeah, this was really fun. I had a blast actually using the Insurgence mons. It was a ton of fun, just like trying out. I mean, a lot of them are just the same stats. Like, all of the Delta mons that I had are all the same stat distributions. They're just different types with different abilities and sometimes different movesets. The only mon that didn't come to a single game was Delta Golem. That mon is horrible, but I really didn't need it. I just ran a 10 mon roster, and Delta Maractus only came to 1 game as well. Delta Charizard came to 2 games max. It might have only come to 1. It did only come to 1 game. And it did pretty much nothing that game, but it had an okay thing. So Delta Golem came to 0, Delta Charizard came to 1, Delta Maractus came to 1, and then everything else came to a bunch of games, except Delta Gardevoir also only came to like 2 or 3? 3 it looks like. It looks like Delta Gardevoir came to 3, so not great. Delta Golurk actually put in tons of work. Mega Melodic was the kill leader by the end of the season. It had like 14 kills, something ridiculous like that. Mega Melodic was just a stud for this team. I would highly recommend it if you're doing an Insurgence League. Mega Melodic is a fantastic defensive Mega. It's basically Mega Venusaur on crack, because your ability is actually useful. Well, thick fat's fine, but your ability is actually useful in a ton of different situations. Any non-contact move takes Iron Barb's damage, essentially. That's what Prism Guard is. You're a Water Fairy type, which is a ridiculous defensive typing. You have recovery that is not limited by any sort of weather, which is one of the big downfalls for Mega Venusaur, especially Mega Venusaur on a sand team at A Drive. And you're just really powerful. Mega Melodic, when it Mega Evolves, has like pretty much equal physical defense and special defense. It is trending on the special defensive side, but it's incredibly defensively. It gets a special attack buff as well as Moonblast added to the moveset, so you have just a ton of different options. It means that you're not like walled in a sense by dragons anymore. You pretty much never need Ice Beam anymore. Grass types just melt to Moonblast. It's really not a problem. And you basically just run like Recover plus Toxic plus Water Move plus Moonblast every single week. Like it's a fixed moveset that just will do well. It's a really easy like base Mon to start your team with. I believe it's the second thing I drafted on this team after Darkrai. Really just a great Pokemon. So if you're looking to play an Insurgence League, there's that. There is an Insurgence League. I do want to plug the real Insurgence League that gave us the access to the server. We were kind of just playing on there for fun, and then they opened their server for everyone, and we started the league. So Holon Battle Frontier is the name of the server. They are starting a new season soon, I want to say. I got pinged about it. Actually, it looks like they just did coach reveals. So unfortunately, there's no season starting up just yet, but there are things there. So if you're looking around in anywhere, look for Devil. He is one of the admins there. Gies is the owner of the actual battle server, and I can't remember who the name of the actual admin of the league is. That's not Devil. There's somebody, just give me 1 sec to scroll through here and figure it out. Dr. Eggman, so Eggshimped. Eggshimped219 is the Discord handle, and that is where you're looking for invites to the server, although I'm pretty sure they have public access through the Insurgence client. Which I will not be giving a link to because I don't believe that I have it on hand. So hopefully you guys really enjoyed this. Like I said, I did my best with the editing of the sprites and whatnot, and that is another dub for us. And I'll catch you guys for the next one, whichever that may be.